Nagbabalik po ang Justice on Air at kasama pa rin po natin ngayon si Assistant City Prosecutor Darlene Pajariton ng IACAT o Inter-Agency Council Against Trafficking. Ma'am, kanina po bago tayo mag-break, naitanong ko po kung ano na po ba yung datos natin tungkol po sa human trafficking.
Sa Pilipinas po, no? And when it comes to convictions, we have a very good number on convictions. Right now, we have 176 convictions. That is since 2003 until 2014.
Okay.
And that's a very good number considering that in 2013, our convictions was only 27. And at the end of December of 2014, we have 53 convictions,
Wow,
which is over
halos.
almost 100% increase in convictions. So it's a very good number for us.
Kamusta naman po yung mga nahuhuli? Kasi syempre, minsan matagal talaga ang conviction, no?
Yes.
At saka kaunti talaga ang conviction. Pero kung marami tayong nahuhuli, at least yung nasa grassroots na mga nagpo-perpetrate nitong human trafficking, mapipigil na.
Okay. So the numbers keeps on changing, but just to give us a picture, no, there are over 2,000 cases filed at the Office of the City Prosecutors. And then, of these 2,000 cases filed, no, umaabot ng 80% of these cases are filed in court. So we hear so many cases being dismissed, di ba? But these cases being dismissed are only 10% of the cases being filed because of those number of cases, 84% gets to court. At least it reaches the court. Now, doon naman sa court is another scenario naman, di ba? Kasi there are always three parties involved there, the court, the prosecutor, and the defense, of course. And of course, we have to factor in the victims. So of this 84% that goes to court, about 43% of these are actively being prosecuted.
Okay.
And if you translate that into numbers, that's over 800 cases. That's still a very big number. And then about 27% of these cases gets dismissed.
Okay.
It's either because we can no longer locate the witness or talagang mahina yung kaso and ebidensya. And then about also 20% of these cases gets archived. In that case,
Dahil nagtago na yung
accused, we cannot find them. But of course, we still have the warrant of arrest and talagang nasa lookout sila with the Philippine National Police and National Bureau of Investigation. And of these cases nga, we have about as mentioned, the 176 convictions. So, hindi naman tayo natutulog dyan sa mga cases ongoing. We're still actively prosecuting those cases.
Ma'am, dun sa mga datos po ninyo, no, saan pong lugar usually ang source ng trafficking? Kung anong klaseng trafficking po, either prostitution po ba yan, sexual trafficking, organ trafficking, o yung talagang labor trafficking, no? Saan dito kinukuha ng mga human traffickers yung mga sources of persons nila? At saka saan po usually yung pinakamalaking market kung saan nila yung dinadala? Within the Philippines po ba or outside of the Philippines?
Marami na rin within the Philippines din lang talaga. Kasi if you look at the figures, the pinakamataas na kaso na file is in the NCR region. And if you go to the regional areas, ang pinakamaraming cases na filed is in Region 3. And then if you look at if you are to identify specific areas in the Philippines, saan yung mga hotspots? Where the hotspots are different in terms of whether exit point sila, or source sila, or transit sila. In Zamboanga, it's considered as a hotspot for being an exit point.
Exit point.
Including Tawi-Tawi.
Okay.
Kasi
Madali
papuntang
mag-cross-border.
Malaysia. So,
Indonesia.
it's a hotspot in terms of exit point. Now, being a destination point, I mentioned Region 3 as having one of the highest number because it's a destination point. Nagiging hotspot siya because of the Angeles City.
Okay.
So, doon sila dinadala.
This is for sexual trafficking?
For sexual. Doon sila
Usually,
dinadala. Because I guess probably mataas talaga ang incidents doon where nagiging destination nila doon. But that's just within the Philippines. And then, Philippines naman is always
a source.
Has been known as a source or sa sending country. Like you said, there are so many Filipinos.
No?
Filipinos abroad, there are so many. So, kung saan tayong maraming nabibiktima or cases we've been maraming napafile or naririnig natin is na maraming nabibiktima dyan sa Middle East, sa Asia naman, sa Singapore, and in some isolated areas din. Pero common yung mga victims natin sa Singapore, sa Middle East.
Ma'am, katulad nung nabanggit nyo kanina, no, na isang hotspot ang Angeles o ang Region 3 for sexual trafficking. Bakit po kaya nagiging hotspot ang isang lugar na ganun, no? Sa mga pagdadala ng mga tinraffic na tao? Dahil ba sa maluwang doon ang prosecutorial arm nila? O maluwang ba ang mga ordinansa nila o ang kanilang mga pag-approve ng mga kinds of businesses? Kasi kung sexual trafficking, usually mga cyber, prostitution, di ba? Cyber pornography yung mga binibenta nila dyan. So bakit kaya may nagkakaroon ng ganun na mga hotspots? Tapos kunwari sa Zamboanga, sa Tawi-Tawi, bakit yun naman ang nagiging hotspot na exit point? Hindi ba namomonitor yan ng Bureau of Immigration, ng iba pang mga ahensya ng gobyerno?
Well, there's so many factors why it becomes a hotspot. Like in Angeles City, kasi ang daming doon, market and ang daming business doon. So, parang they find it na it's lucrative to send them in these areas because of that factor. In Zamboanga naman, why has it become a hotspot for an exit point? It's because Zamboanga, has a very porous coastline.
Okay.
So that's really one factor why doon. And then, yung exit point nila, I'm not just saying because nakakalusot sila dun sa port natin. Because nahigpiktan na natin yun. But because it is very porous, marami tayong illegal ports doon na nakakalabas pa rin sila. So, and the government, knowing these challenges, talagang nagsa-step up na rin sila, yung gobyerno, in how to, counter all of these challenges. And hindi siya easy to, di ba, to fight it. Pero we're not saying that just because nandyan yung challenge that we will just sit back and allow it to happen. So, the government is, together with all our partners, talagang nagpupulin tayo ng resources to fight this menace, global menace.
Ma'am, iisa-isahin natin mamaya kung ano po yung ginagawa ng ating gobyerno in terms of fighting the different forms of human trafficking. Pero bago po natin puntahan yan, magbabalik po muna ang Justice.